Well, Danielle's never owned a truck, never driven a truck. She doesn't even have a truck licence. So when she got caught speeding in a truck in an area she'd never been to, she thought it would be a simple fix. Yeah, right. Instead, she's copped thousands in fines.
Danielle Morn's got the kind of driving record you dream of.
I've held a licence since I was 18. I've never had a parking fine. I've never had a speeding fine.
So you're a really safe driver, Danielle.
Well, I always thought I was.
You haven't even lost a demerit point?
None. No, not at all.
Oh my goodness. So this really would have come as a shock.
A big shock.
A shock so big it could cost Danielle more than $6,500. And it's all over a truck she doesn't own for speeding in a place she's never been to.
How do you prove you never owned something that you never owned?
She's the meat in a bureaucratic sandwich.
So it was one of these, you think?
I believe so.
An Isuzu.
An Isuzu, yes.
How would you go driving one of these?
Not on my licence.
On September 12 this year, a truck was driving on the Great Western Highway at Hartley in country New South Wales. That's a 6-hour drive from Danielle's home in Barranduda, near Wodonga. On that day, the truck was caught speeding and stung with a $574 fine. On the same day, the truck failed to stop at a heavy vehicle safety station, which can incur a fine of more than $6,000. And on that fateful day, the truck in question was registered to Danielle Morn.
None of this makes sense, and I've done nothing wrong.
So where were you on the 12th of September?
That day I actually caught the train down to Melbourne. I've got a copy of my train
Danielle
ticket.
has proof she was in Melbourne for a midday meeting with her partner Damien. So how could she possibly be speeding in a truck at the same time, 9 hours away?
What further evidence can I get to prove this? Have I been subject to identity theft?
Do you own a truck? Do you have a truck licence?
I don't have a truck licence. I've never had a truck licence, never owned a truck.
2 different violations, a mystery truck, and one very confused Danielle.
I can't even get my head around how complicated this is to simply prove I'm an innocent person.
Because the offences are on the New South Wales side of the border and Danielle lives on the Victoria side, she's been forced to deal with both Vic Roads and New South Wales Revenue.
Welcome to Revenue New South Wales.
When I spoke to Revenue New South Wales, I said to them, how am I supposed to prove that I'm not the registered owner of a truck that I've never owned? And their response was, well, not sure, but the onus is on you.
And when she spoke to Vic Roads,
who assured me that it wasn't identity theft, it was a data input error. They won't tell me what the error was because it's a breach of privacy.
Instead, Danielle's been left to fight on her own, but is getting nowhere.
I did speak to legal aid for advice, and they were dumbfounded at this, and unfortunately their only advice was I have to take the matter to court.
But Danielle wouldn't be forced to front court here in Melbourne or near her home in Wodonga. She's been advised it would be at a courthouse closest to where the offences happened. That makes it country New South Wales, 6 hours from her doorstep and all at her own expense. Are you going to go?
No. I can't afford it mentally, financially.
It's also wasting the court's time, and that's the bit that the court is going to hate.
Lawyer Justin Lawrence from Henderson and Ball.
The problem is that the system relies on not on human beings anymore, but on machines. And that's why the onus has been reversed, where she now has to prove that she didn't do it, rather than saying to them, well, you need to prove that I did.
And the proof she needs is being blocked by government red tape.
I've also asked for a copy of the photos that were taken at the speed camera and the weigh station. I can't get a copy of that photo because I need to register with New South Wales Services, and I can't do that because I don't have a New South Wales licence.
Meanwhile, Danielle can't escape scrutiny from the trucking watchdog either.
The National Heavy Vehicle Regulator is asking for the logbooks. I think there's some sort of accreditation, driving accreditation that a truck driver has to have. A lot of it I don't really understand because I'm not a truck driver.
Just madness, right? Well, we got in touch with Vic Roads and New South Wales Revenue, and it took a few hours, but, and this is the favourite part of our job, the truck has been taken out of Danielle's name and the fines wiped. A sensible, marvellous decision.